In a quiet stretch of woodland on the edge of the Twin Cities, the trees themselves seem to have been arranged by an artist. Between the trunks and along the rolling hills stand great abstract forms of stone and bronze, some smooth and rounded, some rising like strange weathered monuments, each one set among the leaves as though it grew there. In autumn the woods turn gold and red around them, and the sculptures and the seasons become a single living work of art. This is a whole park shaped by one artist over a lifetime, a place where art and nature are meant to be one. Welcome to Caponi Art Park. We are in Eagan, a leafy suburb just south of St. Paul and Minneapolis, in the heart of Minnesota's Twin Cities. It is a gentle landscape of rolling hills and wooded ground, threaded with lakes and quiet residential streets. Tucked into dozens of acres of this rolling woodland sits the art park, a green and unexpected refuge only a short distance from the busy metro area around it. Here, close to the city yet wrapped in trees, an artist set out to turn the land itself into a work of art. The first thing that greets a visitor is the sight of sculpture among the trees. Large abstract shapes of carved stone and cast bronze stand along the paths and rise from the grassy openings, framed on every side by tall autumn woods. There are no walls, no galleries, no glass cases. The forms are simply set out in the open air, catching the light that filters through the leaves, weathering with the seasons, becoming part of the forest. Art and woodland meet here so closely that it is hard to say where one ends and the other begins. The park sits in a corner of Eagan, one of the many growing suburbs that ring Minneapolis and St. Paul. Over the years, the farms and open fields of this area gave way to neighborhoods, roads, and shopping, as the Twin Cities spread south across the rolling country. Yet within all that growth, this wooded ground was held apart and protected. Where much of the surrounding land was built up, here the trees were allowed to stand, keeping a pocket of quiet nature alive in the middle of the modern metro. The idea behind this place was a bold and simple one. Rather than build a museum and hang art on its walls, why not make the whole landscape into the artwork? Why not set sculpture out among living trees, shape the very hills and clearings, and let visitors move through art and nature together in the open air and the changing weather? That vision of an outdoor art park where the land itself is the canvas guided everything here. It grew slowly, season by season, over the course of many decades. This vision belonged to one man, the artist Anthony Caponi. Born in Italy and drawn to America, he became a sculptor and a long-time professor of art, teaching for decades at a college in the nearby Twin Cities. He was a maker of forms, a teacher, and a dreamer of large ideas, and he found in this patch of Minnesota woodland the perfect canvas for his life's ambition. Here, on rolling ground he came to know intimately, he set out to blend his sculpture with the living land, and to give that union a permanent home. What makes the park remarkable is that it was the work of a lifetime. Over many decades, the artist shaped this ground the way another sculptor might shape a single block of stone. He cleared and contoured the land, carved out openings among the trees, arranged paths and slopes and clearings, and placed his sculptures where they belonged. Nothing here was finished quickly. The park grew year after year, patiently, as the artist reworked the earth and the forms together until the whole landscape carried the mark of his hand. At the heart of it all is a single idea, that art and nature should not be kept apart but blended into one experience. Here the sculptures are not protected from the weather. They stand in sun and rain and snow, gather autumn leaves at their feet, and change with the light through the day. The wooded hills, the open grass, the turning seasons, and the carved forms are all meant to be taken in together. To move through the park is to feel that the artwork and the forest are two halves of the same whole. The sculptures themselves are large abstract works in stone and bronze. Some are smooth and flowing, worn to a gentle sheen, curving like river stones or drifting clouds. Others are rougher and more angular, weathered surfaces that seem almost to have risen from the earth on their own. They do not picture people or things so much as feelings and forms, shapes that invite the eye to wander over them. Set against the trees, they take on the colors of the woods, glowing warm in autumn and standing dark and quiet in the cold. Between the sculptures lie the woods themselves, and they are as much a part of the art as anything carved. The ground rolls in gentle hills, wooded slopes rising and falling, opening here and there into grassy clearings full of light. Paths wind quietly among the trunks, and every turn brings a new arrangement of trees, sky, and sculpture. The land was shaped so that the clearings and the forms would frame one another, so that the whole park unfolds like a series of open-air rooms, each one composed with an artist's eye. Among the clearings is one of the park's great treasures, a grassy outdoor theater set into the slope of the land. Shaped like a natural amphitheater, its gentle tiers of lawn curve down toward an open stage, all of it framed by the surrounding trees. Here, under the sky, the park comes alive with music and performance in the warm months, gatherings held in the open air with the woods as a backdrop. It is another way the artist joined art and nature, giving the living arts a home carved right into the earth. Because the park lives outdoors, the seasons are woven into the artwork itself. In spring, the woods green and soften, in summer they grow lush and deep, and in autumn they blaze into gold and red before the bare quiet of winter. The sculptures never change, yet they look different in every season, framed one day by fresh leaves and the next by falling color or drifting snow. The artist understood this and welcomed it. The turning year is not a backdrop here. It is part of the work, always remaking the park anew. Today, this lifelong creation belongs to everyone. What began as one artist's private vision has become a non-profit park, open to the public and cared for by a community that treasures it. Visitors come freely to move among the sculptures, to rest in the clearings, and to take in performances in the outdoor theater. Children and families, art lovers and neighbors all find their way here. The park that was shaped by a single pair of hands now offers itself as a gift, a quiet green refuge open to all who seek it. And there is no more beautiful time to find it than autumn. When the Minnesota woods turn, the whole park catches fire with color, the trees glowing gold and amber and deep red around the cool stone and bronze. Leaves gather along the paths and at the feet of the sculptures, and the low autumn sun sends long light through the trunks. In these weeks, the artist's vision feels complete. The forms and the forest and the season all fused into one radiant scene. Exactly the union of art and nature he spent a lifetime building. That, in the end, is the wonder of Caponi Art Park. It is not a building or a collection so much as a single vast work of art, a whole landscape shaped over a lifetime so that sculpture, woodland, and season become one. It carries the story of an immigrant artist and teacher who saw a plain patch of suburban woods and imagined something extraordinary, then spent decades making it real. To stand among these forms in the golden autumn light is to feel that art and nature were never truly separate, and that here, at least, they have been made whole. A woodland shaped by one artist, sculptures grown among the trees, and the seasons themselves made part of the art. Thank you for watching. Follow for more interesting people, places, and things we cover on the channel.